Cleveland Browns fans were stunned when Shedeur Sanders dropped an ultimatum that shook the NFL. If I'm QB2 after Flacco's gone, I'm gone too. 8 words, one message, total devastation. This wasn't rookie frustration. This wasn't a typical backup complaint. This was a calculated declaration, a public spotlight on organizational betrayal. If you've been tracking Cleveland's quarterback drama, you know this is more than a team decision. It's a franchise-defining moment. It all started Wednesday afternoon when Joe Flacco was traded to Cincinnati. The Browns were acquiring veteran insurance after Joe Burrow's minor injury concerns, and fans erupted in celebration, assuming Shedeur's path to starting quarterback was finally clear. Training camp, preseason games, practice sessions. He had dominated every step, flashing elite talent and leadership that demanded recognition. Expectations soared. Browns Nation convinced themselves Kevin Stefanski would announce Sanders as the starter before Thursday's practice. Instead, silence. Then, Friday morning hit like a punch to the gut. Dillon Gabriel remained QB1. Shedeur Sanders relegated to backup duties indefinitely. The collective gasp was palpable across Cleveland. Fans, players, and analysts instantly recognized this wasn't a coaching oversight. This was a blatant dismissal of merit. But Sanders didn't react impulsively. Sources close to his camp say weeks of frustration had been building, observing Gabriel receive preferential treatment despite comparable and sometimes superior performances. Sanders executed the offense flawlessly, commanded the huddle, delivered jaw-dropping throws against the starting defense. Yet Gabriel kept the starting nod, a decision that seemed dictated by draft pedigree and coaching politics rather than performance. 3 hours later, Sanders' social media declaration landed like a nuclear bomb, instantly dominating NFL discourse. Locker room reactions were explosive. Veteran players confronted Stefanski, demanding answers. Offensive linemen reportedly said, "We're protecting the wrong quarterback." Receivers praised Sanders' ball placement, timing, and downfield aggression, compared to Gabriel's more conservative approach. Defensive veterans tried neutrality, but admitted the organizational decision undermined their competitive edge. The division ran deep. Gabriel supporters emphasized system familiarity and collegiate experience, but Sanders supporters pointed to undeniable facts: elite arm talent, leadership magnetism, and competitive swagger that elevated everyone around him. These weren't superficial preferences. They represented a fundamental clash over evaluation, priorities, and a winning formula. Stefanski attempted justification during Friday's press conference, citing consistency and system mastery, yet offered no metrics, no evidence, just vague coaching speak, masking an uncomfortable truth. Internally, sources claimed Stefanski knew Sanders' talent was superior, yet public defense maintained fragile authority under ownership and front office pressure. Ownership interference intensified drama. Reports suggest Jimmy Haslam, blindsided by Sanders' declaration, was furious. He allegedly supported giving Sanders the starting role immediately, recognizing a fifth-round gem with franchise-altering potential. GM Andrew Barry found himself squeezed between Stefanski and Haslam, trying to defend authority while privately questioning logic. By the evening, emergency meetings attempted damage control, but the public storm had already erupted. Cleveland's fans flooded social media, turning frustration into outrage. The hashtag campaigns surged. Former players voiced support for Sanders. Analysts questioned the organization. Reddit and YouTube dissected every decision since draft night. Within 6 hours, Sanders' declaration generated an estimated 5 million impressions, transforming a local quarterback controversy into a national spectacle. Performance context made the story undeniable. Sanders wasn't just a talented rookie. He was NFL ready. Preseason stats told a compelling story. 71% completion, 8. 9 yards per attempt, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions across 3 games. Deep ball accuracy was exceptional, connecting on 60% of passes traveling 20-plus yards. Improvisation turned broken plays into explosive gains, demonstrating rare playmaking instincts. Gabriel's preseason numbers, while solid, didn't compare. 64% completion, 7. 1 yards per attempt, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Even garbage time opportunities highlighted the disparity. Sanders' physical and mental attributes created additional separation. Raised under legendary coaching guidance from his father, Deion Sanders, he studied the game intensely, entering the NFL mentally prepared despite limited starting experience. Confidence and decisiveness sometimes perceived as arrogance, but these traits translated into elite field leadership. The implications extended far beyond Cleveland. Multiple franchises monitored Sanders closely, seeing an opportunity if the Browns persisted in dysfunction. Reports indicate New Orleans Saints, Baltimore Ravens, and Green Bay Packers expressed serious interest, recognizing Sanders' ability to immediately elevate their offenses. His fifth-round contract represented immense financial value, giving acquiring teams flexibility while securing elite talent. The Browns, meanwhile, risked catastrophic mismanagement. Either reverse course and empower Sanders, admit a public coaching misstep, and salvage their season, or persist, alienate a franchise quarterback, and spiral toward another lost year. The most likely scenario seemed a tense stalemate. Gabriel starts week 1, struggles against elite competition, fans escalate demands, and Stefanski eventually yields. The cost? Wasted games, eroded credibility, fractured locker room chemistry, and jeopardized playoff aspirations. Sanders' public ultimatum exemplified the modern NFL's shift: player empowerment, leveraging social media to demand respect and recognition, challenging outdated coaching hierarchies. Cleveland's mishandling highlighted organizational failure, ownership interference, coaching stubbornness, front office weakness, and communication breakdowns, creating public relations disasters. Contractual realities added further tension. Gabriel's rookie deal is sunk cost. Sanders' cheap fifth-round contract represented enormous potential lost if mishandled. The approaching regular season only intensified scrutiny. Divisional opponents, from Cincinnati to Pittsburgh, now saw clear advantage in exploiting instability. Defensive coordinators were salivating at potential mismatches and quarterback limitations. Sanders watched from the sideline, his talent and potential squandered, frustration mounting. How long until the situation became untenable? How much damage before the Browns acknowledged a catastrophic mistake? Sanders' message was unmistakable. He refused to accept a backup role when talent clearly warranted more. He was prepared to leave Cleveland entirely, unless the organization corrected course immediately. This was no rookie impatience. It was justified action from an elite quarterback recognizing organizational dysfunction blocking success. His ultimatum forced the Browns into an impossible choice: admit error, empower Sanders, salvage the season, or persist, risk a wasted year, and lose elite talent. Historically, this situation mirrored the Browns' pattern of quarterback mismanagement. Mayfield, Watson, and past disappointments all reflecting the same organizational dysfunction. Stefanski's Friday press conference attempted confident projection, but body language betrayed uncertainty. Veteran players privately questioned judgment. Coaches tried to defend the indefensible. Analysts dissected every move. No middle ground existed. The story's stakes weren't hypothetical. They were immediate. Every practice, every statement, every decision faced microscopic scrutiny. Sanders absorbed it all, using criticism as fuel. His mission went beyond claiming the starting job. It was about exposing catastrophic organizational mistakes. The NFL took notice. Franchises recognized the Browns' public mishandling created a rare opportunity to acquire franchise quarterback talent without premium draft cost. Trade discussions circulated, financial calculations assessed, and multiple front offices reevaluated quarterback succession planning. Meanwhile, Cleveland faced a reality they had created: potential season derailment, fan outrage, and media scrutiny mounting daily. By asserting himself publicly, Sanders redefined the quarterback empowerment era, signaling to teams, fans, and players alike that elite talent would no longer silently endure mismanagement. The Browns, in clinging to outdated hierarchies and ego-driven decisions, risked losing more than just games. They risked their future. Sanders' ultimatum was a wake-up call, a public reckoning, and a strategic maneuver all at once. His future, and potentially the Browns, now hung in the balance. The city watched horrified. The league observed eagerly. Another Cleveland disaster was unfolding, predictable, brutal, and entirely avoidable. Sanders' path was clear. Talent deserves recognition. Politics cannot dictate football decisions, and elite quarterbacks will make their demands known. Will Cleveland course correct? Will Sanders stay? Or is another organizational failure about to redefine the Browns' legacy? Time will tell, but one thing is certain. Shedeur Sanders won't accept being sidelined while the future he earned slips through his fingers. Cleveland's handling of this situation will define the franchise for years to come, and the NFL, fans, and media are watching every move. This is more than a quarterback controversy. It's a cautionary tale of talent, power, and organizational failure, and the fallout